Welcome to Remember 64, where this week we're being raised by gorillas. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. Hello again if you're a returning listener or viewer, and welcome if this is your first time joining us for a slew of Disney games. Here on Remember 64, we play and discuss the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between throughout the Nintendo 64's library. My name is David Petrangelo, and I am George of the... Oh, sorry. Wrong 90s movie about a guy in the jungle. Sorry. Hi, Jiggy Lookback. How are you? That was really, what was extra impressive about that was that the mic didn't like clip it or anything like that. That was very good.
Holding my volume very not the mic volume, but my personal throat volume.
Personal throat volume.
Okay. Just gave it enough oomph to make a sound, but not enough to break everything.
Very controlled. Very controlled.
Yes. Quite.
Quite.
Shiboo.
If you haven't guessed, Tarzan, Disney's Tarzan. We are kicking off 3 Disney games. It's the summer. When you're growing up, or if you have kids or cousins or any of that stuff right now, like taking the kids to the movies and seeing a good old wholesome family flick from Disney is something that was classic, especially in the 80s and 90s. And Tarzan was one of those for me growing up, for sure. We'll talk about that in a few minutes and stuff too. But yeah, we're starting with Tarzan, and then we're also going to play a Winnie the Pooh Tigger game and also a Bug's Life. Those are the other ones coming up. So if you want to play along and join us for the next couple of episodes, those are the ones that are on tap. Check us out on social media to figure out exactly which ones we're playing when. But those are the other 2, Bug's Life. And is it Tigger's Honey Adventure? What is it?
Tigger's Honey Hunt.
Honey Hunt. I believe. There it is. Yeah. And this one is just Disney's Tarzan, based on the 1999 movie. The game came out in 2000, at least in North America, so for the N64. So we will be talking about that throughout the episode. But I just want to, do a little bit of our housekeeping as per usual. One of the cool things that I think we should bring up, I'm going to have to try and get this link here. But Summer Games Done Quick is going on, at least as of this recording. It's in the last couple of days, which, if anyone doesn't know, it's a whole bunch of people that get together for charity and do a whole bunch of live streams of speedrunning throughout a whole bunch of different types of games. Some of them are really random sort of scenarios that you're in. Some of them are the start of a game to the very end. One of them, the reason why I want to pull it up is because there was a Banjo-Kazooie one that was really impressive that I was watching. And
TSR, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I'm not looking for specific ones. I kind of just like see the posts and like, oh, okay, that's cool. And I usually sort of watch the VODs and stuff because I don't have too much time during the day to actually sit there and watch them. But crazy impressive stuff. It doesn't matter who you're watching or what game it is. Like, if you want to see people really pull off some awesome skill, do it for some donations and get some great money raised for charities. This is a great way to do it. I think you can donate at any time. It's not just during the event and stuff, but we're 64 podcast. Here is Banjo-Kazooie. I watched a very impressive Donkey Kong Country 2 one yesterday. That was wild. Just how they break the games to get the job done, so to speak, is always crazy impressive. Anyways, I just think this is really cool. I don't know if you've watched any Jiggy or not, but I always find them just mind-blowing, honestly.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I've definitely seen a few. Like, I'm more of a look at like techniques and try to do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then like maybe I watch, but I like to know people's times and like what they do. Like, but this is someone I'm familiar with. They've been in my videos. I've chatted with them a few times.
Nice.
Yeah, they're pretty big in the banjo community, as far as posting content and speedrunning, for sure.
Sure. Yeah. So I think he does it in, the whole video is 1 hour and 26, which probably means the whole game is probably done in about 1 hour and 20, which is wild, and usually, so there you go. So about at 1 hour and 13, he's going through the final credit scenes, I
Yep.
guess.
They counted an hour 11. He beat the game.
That's
Just under an hour 12.
wow. That's damn cool. That's it's so crazy. And usually what they do with things like this is it's either you're collecting everything or you're collecting a vast majority of it in order to put you in a certain category of completion and stuff like that. So the Donkey Kong Country 2 one that, for example, that I was watching was you also get every single bonus coin as well. And the guy whipped through the whole game in a couple hours. And I was like, you've got to be joking. It's just mind blowing to me. And I had to watch it because it's my favorite game, so I had to do that. But very impressive. Summer games done quick. They do them a couple times a year. This is the one for this current week. By the time you're listening and watching this episode, I think it would probably be wrapping up or in the last couple days. But always a cool thing to watch. So I just thought I'd sort of give a shout out to that too. And then finally, before we get into our chat of Disney and Tarzan and everything. Console creatures, which I haven't really brought it up too much, that we are part of the console creatures family. Oh, hi, Kat, in the background. Hi. just chilling. Hi. I've started a new retro series of videos, and I'm going to try and do an article when I can and stuff as well. I am playing games from 25 years ago. So next year I'll be 25. The year after that, do 25. Anyways, this year, looking at 2001, which if you look at the list of games in 2001 are just insane. There's such a good lineup of games, so many awesome ones on pretty much every console and PC. So I started with, I have a select few that I have lined up for the first couple. My very first episode of the series is on Devil May Cry. I'm trying to play every game. I'm going to play every game from start to finish and then try to play it as much as I can on original hardware. Devil May Cry was not the case because I don't have a PS2 on me, but I played the HD collection, which was released in like 2010 or something like that on Steam. It really just looks better. It plays the exact same way. So, and I played it with a PlayStation controller just to sort of get that feel for it. So
I watched it. Something. It was a good listen.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I listened to Dave's sweet voice while I was brushing my teeth, getting ready for bed.
Is that like the when
Devil May
Cry? You have to listen for a certain the music cue, and you have to get your top teeth, get your bottom teeth, get behind your front teeth. You know.
Oh, I'm brushing my teeth and having so much fun, but I never let
Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry. That was the whole video, by the way. The whole 10, 12 minutes, whatever it was. Yeah.
Yep, perfect.
Paul from Remnant Controller says Luigi's Mansion is on the list. That is something that I want to play. I have said a few times that actually I've never played the first Luigi's Mansion. I've only played Dark Moon and the second one. But I think you said Dark Moon's a remake of one of them or something. Didn't you say that? Is Dark Moon technically number 3?
No, Dark Moon's number 2.
Number 2. Okay.
Dark Moon's
Dark Moon's the one on 3DS.
That's
why I know.
They remade Dark Moon on Switch.
Okay, that's what it is.
So it's a 3DS game they remade on Switch or remastered on Switch, and then Luigi's Mansion 3 is on Switch.
Yeah, that one.
And it's arguably the best looking Nintendo Switch title of all.
Yay!
Prove me wrong.
I finally got a copy. Of Luigi's Mansion 3. Really excited. So anyways, I'm going to play that. That's going to be on the list. Halo is up next, which is just perfect timing considering all the amazing Xbox and Microsoft news lately. So that's great. Did play it on original Xbox. Anyway, point is, what I'm doing with this, the retro runback, is that I'm playing the game, talking about some of the development history of it, and then I'm going to get into my thoughts of what it feels like to play it now, and if it's considered a classic, if it's something that we should be revisiting, if you have a chance to, stuff like that, just sort of analyzing what it feels like to play it now. So started with Devil May Cry, Halo, Luigi's Mansion will be later in the year. I'm going to play Mario Kart Super Circuit. I'm going to play GTA 3. I'm going to play Max Payne. What else did I have on the list? Project Gotham Racing. I got lots of games that I can play. Fusion Frenzy, tons of stuff.
Nice.
You notice lots of Xbox games because those are all the discs that I still have from my original Xbox.
Yeah, I was gonna say very Xbox heavy.
Yeah. I'm gonna try. But definitely, as far as GameCube games go, Luigi's Mansion is on there. So check that out, consolecreatures.com or Console Creatures YouTube page. You'll see Devil May Cry and Halo coming up, and hopefully no one decides to hate me forever for saying that Halo is still awesome, because Xbox and Microsoft is shit right now. But that game, even in its original form, is really freaking good. Really freaking good. So
it doesn't change past successes.
That's right.
It just makes today really crappy. It actually makes today even more crappy because you remember when they were good and you're like, man, why can't we just go back to that?
Why can't why can't we have the nice things that we had? Right? Like that's what it is. So
maybe Microsoft will turn around. There's hope. And maybe Sony will decide to not make everything digital. If they double back on it, they'll get a customer back. But I'm out.
Yes.
I'm out.
Yeah, if I can get a physical copy of the God of War game, that might be it. That's might be it for me.
Yep, I'm gonna cap it out with Wolverine and maybe God of War. I'm assuming PlayStation 6 is around the corner. I will not partake unless it's physical.
No, I agree. Not if physical, and then also just the cost of things too is all putting it's all coming into play, right? So
that's everything. Good old Nintendo. $450 for a Switch 2. Switch 2, love my Switch 2.
Yeah, not perfect. No one's perfect, but as of right now, somehow they suddenly just vaulted to the top, no matter how you look at it. So
Nintendo could have done nothing since Donkey Kong Bonanza, and this would have catapulted them to the top. But the fact that they're releasing good games, and they have good games to come, just puts them way above right now.
Yeah, so they really set themselves up with that last direct to be like, oh, look, we actually are doing something, and we're not shitting on you in the process.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? Everyone, online, everyone was bashing that direct, and I'm like, that direct was pretty, middle route. I was, some things to be excited about, but that ended up. Now it's the news. Great.
Now you look like a genius, sir.
Yeah.
Although you always look quite smart. Let's be honest. Okay, let's talk about Tarzan, sir. Let's talk about some Disney, some Nintendo. I had a hard time finding a commercial for this.
Oh, I've never seen a commercial for this.
Neither have I. So I found on YouTube.
So we're just gonna watch the movie.
Because that won't get you a YouTube strike at all.
yeah. Just cut out the Phil Collins music.
Yeah, the song, okay. Of course, classic, of course, Phil Collins. This has footage of the movie in it somewhere at times, but this is a video, VHS promotional video for the movie and the game.
What?
Yeah, if anyone that's just listening, they're doing mash cuts, Tarzan, skateboarders, and snowboarders.
I'm Tina. You might know me from the movie Surfers on the Disney Channel. So why am I here in a skate park instead of surfing the web? Well, I'm going to introduce you to someone who surfs the treetops. His name is...
That sounded like... His name is Jiggy Lookback, obviously.
Yeah, pretty spot on.
Tarzan.
I can do it better.
Now, the Tarzan I'm going to show you was actually inspired by, well, not your average jungle. More like the urban jungle. Disney animator Glenn Keane was given the difficult task of coming up with a new take on Tarzan.
I've been watching my son do his skateboarding and snowboarding.
Why does he look like Tarzan?
Kind of having
like his face. Look at that illustration. Look at his
nose
face.
Structure.
It's like he's drawing how he wants himself to look, which is just his face with a lot more hair. He's like bald on the top. I don't mean to call him out, but literally his jaw and his nose. That is Tarzan.
That's what he looked like in his hippie days.
Dude, this is wild. It's like, that's what I looked like back in 1973.
Yeah. Stick it to the man.
Yeah.
Anyways, this keeps going. Let's see what else they say. Hold on. And then we'll talk about the actual game.
I'm so interested in
attitude of like a surfer kind of a guy.
Tarzan might look like a cool surfer dude, but he didn't start out that way.
I wonder what that
This
girl
a
is today.
cartoon.
I'm curious.
In Disney's Tarzan, the story begins with the meeting of two very
Okay, we don't need to do that. Yeah, pretty hard to find a commercial on this. So this game came out in 2000. I kind of forgot when the movie itself came out. But the game
99?
Movie is 99.
Yeah.
Movie's 99. So where is it here? I had my notes here of what it was.
It is like the last or one of the last great Disney animated, like that hand-drawn style. I think
Yes.
Lilo and Stitch might have been the last one, unless you count the Princess and the Frog they made a few years later.
Yeah, Princess and the Frog actually was that 2005 or something, right?
I think it's even later than that. I think it's like 2007 or something.
2009.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, okay. So later than we both thought. Yeah. So released in June of 2000, and it was also out on PlayStation and PC, but the year before. So the N64 got it late. There was also a Game Boy Color version. It was also out when the movie came out. Came out alongside the movie, which, of course, I did my homework, Jakey, and I played a little bit of it.
Oh, I'll be curious about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in just a sec. Yeah, but talking about the animated movies, this is funny. I closed the window, which I shouldn't have. Someone sent us a quick text message on the VoiceCast account, so voicecast.app/remember64 if anyone wants to send us a text message or voicemail for free. I gotta pull up the person's name here. Anyways, point is they asked what's our favorite animated Disney movie, which I think we've talked about a little bit, but might have been off air or whatever. I don't know if you have one. I have one. It wouldn't be considered the quote unquote classic, but yeah, it's not like one of the very obvious classics, but to me, it's always going to be Emperor's New Groove. Always.
Oh yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, it is not, 60s, 90s Disney, sort of what you would think of. It's not Tarzan. It's not Little Mermaid. It's not Snow White. It's not those ones. It's just so funny. It is so deeply funny to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I could probably narrate 90% of that movie if you ask me at any point. Like I've seen it so many times. Like we've talked about before, we have an animal theme in my kid's bedroom, all based on the fact that I have a Kronk Funko Pop. And I was like, hey, this would be great on his shelf. Let's do an animal jungle theme, sort of foxes and trees and whatever. That's what's in his bedroom. And it's all stemmed from the fact that I love Kronk talking to a squirrel with his, scouts outfit
squeakity
on.
squeak squeaker. Yeah.
Squeaking. Yeah. So that would be for me. I'm sure there's a couple like right behind it, and I really like Lion King, stuff like that. But I'm not sure.
Man, it's tough because there's a lot of really good ones. I think honestly, Tarzan is up there for me. Tarzan will be my top 3. I'm actually going to throw Lilo and Stitch out there because I really liked Lilo and Stitch, and I might put that toward the. I think Hercules might be number 1 though.
Oh yeah,
I do really like Hercules. That was like the classic like hero's journey tale.
Yeah. So that'd be around the same time as Tarzan too. I think that's a late thing. So actually it's funny because Tarzan and Hercules were 2 movies that I saw in the theater for someone's birthday, and it was the same kid. I like 1 or 2 years apart, however they were. Yeah. I don't know why that is something that sticks in my mind, but I saw this movie. I definitely saw Tarzan more than once in the theater. I remember going more than once. And Hercules, we definitely went. And I specifically, because he had his birthday right in the smack of summer, and it was like a perfect excuse to get 6 or 7 kids to go to the movie theater when you're 10 years old.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Whatever it was. Yeah. So Paul says, Remnant Controller says, Treasure Planet. Oh, my God. Last time I saw that. I don't even know. What year was that? Treasure.
2001?
Looks like 2002. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. I probably honestly wouldn't be surprised if I've seen that like once. Like
I forget about that one. I don't know that I ever sat through the whole thing.
Look at this cast. Oh my God. Martin Short. Hell yeah.
Oh, Atlantis. That's another good one.
Oh, Atlantis is good. Yeah.
I'm thinking
Atlantis
of like early 2000s. I guess they had more than I think.
Yeah. Emma Thompson's in it. Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in it. Michael Wincott. Oh my God, this cast is unreal for Treasure Planet. That's so good. That's a good one. Titan AE. Oh my God. That's not Disney though, I don't think, is it? Oh, it is. AE. Michael J. Fox, I think. No, that's Atlantis.
Yeah, Michael J. Fox plays the main guy in Atlantis, right?
Yeah, Titan AE
Yeah.
was all these movies are all at the same time. Matt Damon, John Leguizamo, Drew Barrymore, Bill Pullman. Oh, these movies. Yeah, so definitely Emperor's New Groove. Then I'd probably go. Would probably be Lion King. Again, these are all ones that I grew up watching over and over and over again. So that's why. But I don't know if I rewatched them now if I would change a ranking or whatever, right? So
yeah,
that's kind of where I sit with that.
But Lion King upset me as a kid.
Yeah, me too.
When his dad died, I can't get over it. But I do like Hakuna Matata is probably the greatest Disney song of all time. So
it's so good, so good.
I put that up there.
So growing up, was Tarzan something you watched? And I know that you've played this game, but let's talk a little bit about that too.
Yeah, don't know where I got it, don't know when I got it, but I had it. And I played it, and coming back to it and playing it was like a rush of there's so much I forgot about this game. And I like pop it on and I'm like, oh yeah, very cool. I can use the D-pad. Let me just throw that out there.
Yes.
Fan freaking tastic.
Yeah. Which I ended up
as a kid, I don't think I ever did, but now I'm like, as an adult, I'm like, well, why wouldn't I? That's
I
the
don't
best
know why.
way to do it.
Yeah, I feel like as a kid you would just default to the joystick and be like, oh, that's just how you play the game. Like you're not exploring the controller unless it tells you to, like that's what I feel. Yeah.
But yeah, like reliving this game, remembering all the mechanics, like the visuals, and like some of just the like level layouts I remembered a little bit. Like especially that first level, I was like, it hit me. I was like, oh my gosh, I remember this.
Yeah.
It just kind of hit me with that nostalgia, like happy, like endorphin rush, because I just reliving some childhood stuff.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And also, can I say this game is beautiful? Look at this. Look at the professor here. Look at this model. This is great.
I mean, it's just in a menu, but it looks good. Like there's nothing else bogging it down or whatever but it looks nice. I like these two, the sort of like vignettes of like the background of the jungle and stuff. Like those are they look like they're trying to be painted. It's a little bit rough, but it looks like that.
It just feels like a lot of the times in these old N64 games, like the models are really blocky and really like basic, even if they're like the main character. And I feel like they went the extra mile for no reason. They didn't have to. And they made all the characters like pretty faithful to the movie, like sort of a cartoony style. Like look at how everything's shaped. Like his feet look like feet. Like they're not just like little
look like feet.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like they could just be little triangles or little blocks.
Yes.
And it looks like they have toes and stuff. Like they're really detailed. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And the hair is moving independently from everything else. No matter if you're young Tarzan or adult. So I noticed that too. Yeah. Did you Paul says okay, Paul's heading out. Okay, Paul. Thanks for dropping in, buddy. Vet appointment. Okay, good luck at the vet. Always sort of a stressful situation.
Always fun.
Always a joy. So this is something you owned, not something that you were like renting?
Yeah, this is something I owned. At the time? I had this.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Did it feel like, other than that like opening level that we're like kind of watching right now, did it feel familiar the rest of the way, or was it kind of just that beginning, or was it one of those games where it's like, oh, I'm slipping on a glove, this is super easy, been there, done that, like I remember everything? So
no, definitely did not remember everything. So it was like random levels. I would hit up random levels and be like, oh, I remember this. Like I remember the campground level with Turk.
Yep.
And I didn't even remember I could play as Turk until I got to the level. I'm like, oh yeah, which was cool. I also remember the level where you're playing as Jane and you're doing like the Crash Bandicoot style, like running away from baboons, and then you're sliding down the tree and you can use her umbrella to like bash the movie. I remember loving that level.
That are like in the way. You're like,
yes, I remember loving that level, and I still love that level. It was pretty fun.
It's So for me, never played the game. I don't know. that I was searching for games like this at the time. Although clearly, like I said, I was going to see these movies and stuff like that. Paul also says on his way out, he says his feet look like feet. That's the gold standard for N64 graphics.
That's right.
Hell yeah, it is.
Take that, PlayStation.
Never played this game, and I guess I was curious about it because I'm like, you know what? The Disney games kind of over the years have always, not always, but a lot of the time, especially in the 90s with the 2D ones, they kind of subvert expectations a little bit. A lot of the time because they're so difficult. Like the Lion King game is like
notorious.
Notorious, just well known as being like very, very difficult. Aladdin has hints of that as well. I find that to be a little bit more fun and maybe a tiny bit more forgiving, but they kind of always have that where it's not like, oh, this says Disney, so it's going to be a breeze. And if you've played games before, you'll be done in 20 minutes and it's just like, whatever. So I thought, okay, maybe this will have that. I just knew it was sort of a platformer and stuff. And that's pretty much it. And that is what it is. It's, there's collectibles, there's unlockable bonus stages and stuff. But one, I think it looks pretty damn good. And I didn't expect, but I do like the fact that it's essentially a 2.5D game.
Yeah.
Which is really cool because at least I'm fine with just 2D platformers. Totally fine. I actually, these days, for the most part, prefer that, just with me being old. But at least they're using the hardware and what they're able to do with this console, right? At least they're taking advantage of the fact that, we can make 3D environments, and every once in a while, we're going to make an action scene around it, or you're going to kind of cut into the background or the foreground. You can see things that are behind trees, and you kind of have to take an off route to get to that collectible.
Right.
That is really cool because that's really good level design that often in these types of platforms you don't expect, or you're just not going to get because they don't take the opportunity to do that. So I really appreciated the sort of level design, and in a way, a lot of the collectibles are mini puzzles, and that's a really cool way of going about it. So at least it's giving you a little bit more depth and stuff like that, which I really like. So I was impressed by it. It's a little short for me. I think, a couple more levels would have been kind of cool. I found the Turk level to actually kind of be not great because I didn't do anything different. I was basically controlling the exact same way that Tarzan did. So I was like, why am I?
Yeah, that's true.
Why am I Turk? But it's fine. But I also don't really have as much of a connection with this movie because I haven't seen it in 20 years, at least. So I'm not like, oh, yay, I get to play as my favorite character. Like I just don't have that in me at the moment. So maybe I would get a little bit more out of it if I played this back then, or at least playing as that character back then. But at least it's variety. You're not doing the same thing. You're not just like we're seeing now. You're not just swinging. You're not just playing as Tarzan. Like they're trying to give you something different. And like you said, you do have like these levels that are very Crash Bandicoot like, where they're essentially real-time action scenes that you have to completely change the way that you're approaching the game and you're approaching your action. You're not just going from left to right or right to left or up and down. You're dodging things, you're pressing different button prompts and things like that. And you know what? Variety is always nice. So I'm happy that they did that. So I don't think it's a complete home run, but I had a good time with it. I thought it was pretty good. This is definitely like an above average type of game for something like this. Like I don't know. It's fun. It's a good game.
Yeah, I always have this like stigma in my brain that Disney equals bad games, which is just not the case. And I don't know why. I don't know why I have that. I think it's a modern bias because back in the day, I remember liking so many Disney games, even like movie license games.
Yeah.
I feel like now maybe it's the quality has like severely dipped, but even for a while into, I would say probably like the 7th generation of consoles with like, you had like Epic Mickey and stuff. Like those are regarded as really good. I don't know when the turning point was that Disney games kind of had this like stigma. Like even the Toy Story 3 was good.
Yeah, I haven't played 3. I mean, obviously we played 2 for the show, but
getting re-released as a collection, 2 and 3 and 1. And I'm like, oh,
I know. I feel like I played one. I had one back in the day, and but I don't know why I never played 2. I feel like that would have been, or 3, sorry. I feel like that would have been like perfect for me, but and my love for Toy Story is just so deep. I'm so excited to see 5. I still haven't seen it yet.
I haven't either. I forgot about it.
I'm so excited. Even though I heard it's very like okay, but me and the wife watched all 4 of them in the last few weeks. So
Man,
I need more. I need all the Toy Story all the time.
seems like there's so many.
I don't know what changed. I think the problem with the generation of, or the 2 generations really, but probably mostly the 360 PS3 generation, a little bit of the PS2 and Xbox, and slightly to GameCube, is that they released so many games that were just okay, licensed or not. Part of it was experiments, but part of it was like, it felt like we just need content. Like it felt like we need games. That was a lot of the approach. Because you look at the size of the library of those generations and they're massive compared to anything. Even if you compare it to something like a Genesis or an SNES that had tons of licensed games, because it was all about find the mascot and sell and all those types of things. Like that mentality switched a little bit, but it feels like there was so much bloat when it came to those generations, because now they were able to do it and there was more studios and more people working on it and more money and all that kind of stuff. And it didn't matter what console you looked at. So maybe that is where it was. But when you do really think about it, unless it's a very obvious, oh, that's a horrible game, for the most part, like you said, the Disney games are actually pretty good.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a bad Disney game now. Because like even in my head immediately popped up Cars, but I'm like, no, I remember liking that.
Well, liking it and if it's a good game is 2 different things sometimes.
True, but it was like a competent like racer adventure game.
Yeah, is it? I haven't played those games, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it definitely wasn't Toy Story, like you said. So, anyways, point is, this game's pretty good. If you're watching into the video, or if you look up what the game looks like, you'll see, like, even in these opening stages, you'll see these points where the treetops stop, and then you can see that there's a collectible behind you. You're going to jump off it, then you're going to go behind that tree and dip around it, and you're going to collect the coins and get the fruit and like things like that. And it's pretty good. I really do think that that's the best part of this game is, you know, it might not look obvious that this has depth to it, like literal depth to all the stages, but every single one, unless it's one of those chase sequences, has some extra foreground or background that you can interact with or collect something. And I think that that's the standout of this game. I was a little bit like, I don't know. I feel like there's too many things to collect in each level. I don't know. I know you like we're pretty decent fans, especially you of collectathons and stuff, but it feels like they're almost trying to go to the collectathon way a little too much when they should have just focused slightly more. Like, isn't there like 200 coins in each level or something crazy like that? Like there's
a lot of coins in every level. Yeah, so you can collect coins. There are 4 monkey illustration sheets or whatever.
Yeah, piece of paper. Yeah,
you got to collect those, and you can get a bonus level. And what's cool is there's actually different bonus levels. Right now, we're watching Tarzan riding a stork or whatever kind of bird this is.
Yeah,
and you're collecting rings, sort of like a 3D like runner Crash Bandicoot sort of thing. There's also like tree sliding. There's lily pad, like swimming
things. Yeah. There's a Turk one as well.
There's a Turk one. Yeah, you're like jumping across the tents.
Oh yeah, jump across. Yeah, things like that. Yeah, they're all different. I think they're all different. I don't think any of the ones that I ended up unlocking, none of them are the same. I didn't get all of them, but
I think they have a few different variations of like the same type.
Right.
They're spaced out and different enough that they feel different.
Yeah. And you're not playing the same environment. It's just the mechanic might be familiar. That's all.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're pretty solid. And I do agree. I think the depth, like just this right now, what we just watched.
Yeah. I was just gonna point that out. I'm gonna go back.
We just watched this guy's on a rock, and he drops down, and the normal path would just be dropping down continuously from the rocks. but he drops down, notices there's something to the left, and he moves, and then it sort of brings him toward the camera, and he swoops out, and then there's a secret collectible there.
And
the
it's
game
just
is
like a small ledge. It's not obvious, which is probably a good thing, because otherwise it's like just telegraphs what you're going to do. And then you just run along what looks like it could be a path, and the whole camera angle shifts, it follows your character, and boom, you got one of those pages that you were talking about.
It works really well. And actually, I was going to say that about the Turk level.
Yeah.
The campground has a lot of that. It's not as dramatic, but it's like you'll have different pathways with coins. So to collect everything, you'll have to go a specific way. So like over a box versus under a box, for example. So if you go over a box, you'll go the left way. If you go under the box, you'll go the right way, or like under a table or something. It's packed with that. And the whole game is filled with little pathways like that. And the trees, I think, are maybe harder to spot. But when you do find them, you're like, oh, cool. And you'll like run off into a totally new area. And the shift of perspective, like 2.5D, it really uses it well. Everything is 3D modeled. Everything looks good.
And like the foreground and background is cool too, because everything is like moving too. Like the background, unless it's like the very, very back. What do they call the very background again? Skybox. Skyboxes don't, but they also look nice. They just look like paintings or whatever.
Yeah, but they're like water paintings or something, or like oil paintings.
Yeah, kind of like the load screens that I pointed out before, kind of like that thing, or whatever. What if you would call that a load screen? But you're going through the jungle, for example. And that's why it reminded me. And you have like vines or tree branches in front of everything that you're controlling. And it doesn't mean that you can necessarily go to that exact branch or that exact vine that's in front of you, but it creates this whole depth of like, you're in a forest. You're not just on this 2D plane where you're going to go from just left to right like you would in a traditional 2D platformer. Like, look, there's like a palm tree in front of you here while you're running and jumping. I don't know that it like adds to difficulty. I'm not sure if that's what their intention was, but the artistry of it and the sort of design of it, I think, is great. And it's easy to not think about it, but when you really do notice what they're doing there, it's really well done, and I found worked really well. I again, to me, I'll say this probably a couple times, but to me, that's the standout part of this game is the way it's. In one way, level design is how everything's laid out, but it's also what it looks like and how it's portrayed. And I think that's the best part of this game, for me, at least.
No, I'm with you. I think it is. And I actually would also say that I'm a sucker for gameplay variety. Anytime a game has a good amount of variety in it, I really enjoy it. Break up the action. I think the bonus levels do a really good job. I think I like pretty much every bonus level. They're just go in, collect as many coins as possible, but it's always unique gameplay that's different than the normal game for the most part. But even in the normal game, there's a bunch of different functions here. We have, interesting enough, Tarzan uses fruit to fight for the most part. And if you press the B button, you throw it sort of forward. If you press the down C button, you like flick it, and it's a lot faster. So that's what I personally used most of the time.
Yeah, because the B one is it's almost like a lob, like an underhand. Like it's kind of like you're passing it to someone. Like, oh, here you go. Here's your apple.
It's a bit slower. It doesn't feel as fast. And you get different kinds of fruit that do different things. You have your standard fruit that's infinite. And then you can collect a purple variant, a red variant, and a blue variant.
Yeah.
And the blue variant is like kill every enemy on screen. Like you throw it into the ground, it's like a grenade.
Yeah.
The purple one is like a homing fruit, I guess. I don't know. It kind of glows and you throw it. I think it homes in on the enemy. And then
I don't know if it does or not. I can't remember if that one did that.
I thought it did. I thought that was his thing, but maybe it's a little stronger. I'm not sure. But
one of them is like an instant kill. Wasn't it that one?
That's the blue one.
Oh, that's the blue one.
Yeah,
but no, there's one. There's one where it doesn't like clear the screen. It doesn't kill like a couple at once. Maybe I'm thinking of the purple one. Anyways,
the purple one, you like throw it and it's like glowing.
Maybe that's one I'm thinking.
It looks like it just locks onto an enemy. I don't know. I'd have to look up and check the Carfax on that. But
we'll check. You keep talking. I will check.
Yeah, the pink one is like a shotgun. You throw it and it splits when it hits. and the debris goes and like smacks enemies. I find that one probably the most useful, because typically you get a few of them when you collect them. The others run out pretty quick. But in addition to the fruit, you also get your little like spear top, like the stone that Tarzan sharpened. And I don't find that super useful because it's such a close hit. It's like
Yeah,
essentially a melee hit, and it's just
as the young Tarzan, it's almost pointless because you're just way too close, and it's literally just like a little twig.
yeah.
With a
No matter
point
how
on
much
it,
he
like,
sharpened it, it's pointless.
no
But-
matter how good he was at sharpening it. Okay, so the fruit, before I forget, yellow one is the default, like you said. Orange you collect, and that's health.
Oh,
Those
yeah,
are
it's health,
scattered
yeah.
throughout. The red one is sort of the shotgun, like you said, so it shoots out multiple ones. The purple one is one that does heavy damage and is good against tougher enemies. So that's the one I was thinking of.
Oh, okay.
And then the blue one, like you said, is sort of like a grenade.
I don't know why I thought the purple one homed in. Maybe that was just me, like because you throw it and it goes in such a like far straight line. I just assumed it was.
Yeah, it could just be the way that it acts. Yeah, it could just be that. Yeah. Yeah, so you play the first, I think it's like 4 levels, maybe 5, as young Tarzan, like you would in the, like in the
This is a
movie.
cool
The
one.
first sort of, this bonus level, you're being chased by the stampede of elephants. It looks great too. Like,
Yeah, very much Crash Bandicoot, like running
Yeah.
from the rocks, running from the dino.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
that's what this is. You're running toward
Yeah.
the camera. Animals are like getting out of the way. Debris flying at you. You're trying to avoid obstacles. You're trying to collect things as you go.
And you're still trying to collect, which is also very Crash, of course, but you also can get a bonus level and collect the Tarzan letters, which is another collectible in it, still within these levels too. And at any point, if you want, you can go back and you can play any level. You know, when you go to like the next stage, you can click back over and play the first stage again, or the third one, or whatever at any point. So it's not like it's forcing you through. If you feel like, oh, I want to get more collectibles, and it does give you a percentage completion in the game. So if you're really a completionist, this game allows you to realize, to know where you are, how much you collected, what you missed, what you didn't miss, all that kind of stuff. So it's really going for that completionist type of approach, which I know. I think if I was younger, I would put in the time to do it. But I was like, okay, I beat the game. I got most of what the major collectibles are. I think I'm good. But it's cool that it has it. You know, it's included, so that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. No, were you not motivated by the collectibles?
No, I wasn't. I had so much OCD about collecting the coins.
Oh.
And then the second I miss one in a level like this, I'm like, well, I'm not going to collect any more coins in the rest of the game. Like, I don't care anymore.
Right.
Um,
Right. Because there's so many, and that actually, there's too. I think there's way too many, and I think, and that adds or is part of the completionist part too, is getting what is probably literally thousands of coins.
Yeah, when you get all of the coins in a level, it will say 100% on that level.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. You want that little badge, or at least I did. But
I think the only one that I really ended up trying to go for is the bonus stage one, because it gives you a bonus stage and there's only 4 of them per level.
yeah, I think that's fair.
The Tarzan letters, I didn't know what they did at first, and then I collected, I think on the second level I collected all of them, and it's like, oh, you get a movie screen or something like that. And it's literally
character
just
screen.
Like character screen, and it's like a screenshot from the movie.
Yeah,
that's the reward. And like,
yay.
I don't know. If I was really excited about this movie as a kid, I guess I would be like, great. But now I'm like, that's not rewarding. Sorry.
Yeah, they should have given you something like change Tarzan's colors or something. Or like,
dude, that'd be great. Yeah.
Like give him like blue hair or something bizarre.
Well, kind of like what they did with, I mean, obviously we're talking about a game 26 years later, but like Bonanza. I know those things have function in those games, but Donkey Kong Bonanza encourages you to play Donkey Kong in different colors and outfits and stuff. Even just with collecting, if you wanted to, even if it didn't serve a function. So that would have been nice. But yeah, it's just too much. I think the game has a lot there without that, and it feels like there's just too much of it, and that bogged it down a little bit. But doesn't take away from what the game actually.
Well, let me come from this perspective. I don't think it necessarily detracts from the game. I think it just makes getting 100% tedious.
There you go.
But it's not like there's going to be few and far. I don't know what I was trying to say there. There's going to be few people that are gonna want 100% this game. Like,
sure,
this isn't your Banjo. This isn't your Donkey Kong. This isn't a game that like, oh, I'm gonna get 100%. Like, it's just the challenge.
But it can be if you
really,
wanted to.
Yeah, if you really wanted to, you can. And there's a lot to collect, and it'll keep you busy for hours. It sort of pads the game length out for sure. Because like you said, it is relatively short. There's what, 20 levels? Maybe I don't know. I don't know the number. Most. I'm just guessing.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at the screen.
Furious typing.
I know, you like that. 15.
15. Yeah.
So 15 without the bonus stages. So like, you know.
Yeah. So it's pretty quick. Probably like
I went through it and probably with playing, I would say
like 2 hours.
At least half the bonus stages, which are quick. Like, let's be honest, they're quick stages. Probably 2.5 hours I was playing this game. So it's pretty short.
You could, in theory, just like run through a level and get to the end because that's your goal.
Yes,
so you could beat this game super fast if you wanted to.
Yeah, if you wanted to just not collect things. I think I was like I said, mostly collecting. I think I got around low 70s in how much I collected, like overall. So it's a decent amount, and it still only took 2.5 hours. So,
yeah,
it's short, but it's still worth it. I wanted to mention, like I said before, we'll get back to the game in a little bit, but I just wanted to mention that when I played the Game Boy Color version, I was looking up, okay, who made the game? Because sometimes those ones are different. And then I got into like, okay, who made this game and what other games did they make and stuff. So I always like sort of looking into the development of the games and stuff. This was, like we saw probably off the top, Eurocom Entertainment, which I think if you said the name, maybe you might not recognize it, but if you saw the logo splash screen at the front of the game, you'd be like, oh yeah,
I've seen it before.
I've seen that before. Lots of ports and lots of licensed games in the 90s and stuff. So, and a decent amount of N64 games. So they started doing licensed games for Nintendo, Lethal Weapon on NES, which I remember playing lots of because my cousin had it. Earthworm Jim ports, the original Earthworm Jim ports on Game Boy, Game Gear, and the Master System.
Oh.
Which is kind of cool. And then N64 games, this is only a few of them. Cruisin' World, Duke Nukem, Hydro Thunder, and The World Is Not Enough, 007 game. So quite a few, and you know, especially I would say Hydro Thunder and 007, pretty good games too. Pretty good games. Haven't played Duke Nukem 64, and Cruisin' World is Cruisin' World. I don't know. Those games are kind of all the same to me. So I don't know if it's like arcade or at home, they just feel the same all the time. So and then they were actually, which coincidentally enough, because you just mentioned this in a post, I think yesterday or the last couple of days, 40 Winks for PS1.
Really?
Yep.
Oh wow, that's the game I'm streaming this Friday.
Oh, you are? Okay, so there you go. So as of you listening and watching this episode, Jiggy will be streaming this, or you maybe.
I have no idea how long it is.
No idea. I have no idea, but I can look it up if you want. So they made 40 Winks, which infamously is a game that was finished or very close to being finished for the 64 and was never released.
Finished.
It was finished. Okay. But then was only released for PlayStation. I don't know if you're going to finish this in one stream, sir. According to How Long to Beat, it is 7.5 hours. 7.5 minimum. 40 Winks. Yeah. So, and I say minimum because they have main story plus sides, and then completionist. Those are the three categories.
I'll go for 2.
So
I'll go for 2.
Quite a bit. So, anyways, they did lots of work and aren't around anymore, but that is a company that you definitely have played their games for sure, whether it's the ones I listed or not. And then the Game Boy Color version. So as I was looking this up, like I said, I saw the Game Boy Color version and I go, you know what? I grew up with the Game Boy Color, never played this game. I'm going to give it a shot. Played it on my GBA Ambernick thing for I don't know, probably about an hour at the most. Maybe even less. I don't even know how long I was playing for it. It's not the same, which obviously they can't pull off the same type of stuff. But if you take one of these like jungle levels, for example, put it strictly on a 2D plane, collect a whole bunch of bananas instead of coins, and then meet up with either Tarzan or Turk, depending on who you're playing as. That's mostly what the game is. And you're avoiding animals, you're throwing some fruits, you're swinging around. It feels pretty good. Doesn't sound great. The music is very, very repetitive. And I didn't get through the whole game, but every stage that I played was collect 40 bananas, collect 35 bananas, collect 50 bananas, and just kind of make your way through this. A lot of bananas, a whole lot of bananas. And really, the cool part about it is they just basically give you this whole open area, and there's more bananas than you need in that open space. You just collect them in whatever order you want to in order to do it. So it's not like you have to go from left to right. You're going left and down and up, and you might be backtracking a bit to collect a little bit more and stuff. So it does give you some freedom, which is kind of fun. But it's kind of from what I played, it's kind of exactly the same thing over and over. Cool thing about it, though, Digital Eclipse made it, not the Eurocom company. So Digital Eclipse is a name that's still around today, and it was their very first completely original game that wasn't a port. This Tarzan game for Game Boy Color was the first game they did that was not a port of anything else, because they did not base this. This was made before the other ones were being finalized, made separately from them completely. Yes, there's still Tarzan. Yes, there's still similarities, but it is not the same game and wasn't supposed to be. And they made it in 3 months. 3 months they made the whole game. I feel like if anyone tried to do that now, they would not be allowed.
Yeah, they wouldn't be allowed. Exactly.
It's just not.
It's not that they couldn't do it; they wouldn't be allowed.
They wouldn't be allowed.
No, you can't do that.
No, you can't do that.
We need to raise your budget to $3 million, and then we're gonna cancel the game right before it's done. How far are you? 98%. All right, good, perfect. We're done.
We're out of here.
We're not putting it out. Sounds
but
like
Digital Eclipse is like a huge company. Like you just mentioned the Toy Story game.
Mm-hmm.
They're making that game.
Of course they are.
Yeah. So Digital Eclipse has done a lot of that.
Quite a bit too.
What's that?
I've heard of them quite a bit too.
Yeah.
I can't pinpoint a single game, but I know I've heard them.
Yeah. So they've done a lot of the recent re-releases and remasters, new versions of old style games. So like the Power Rangers game that came out last year, or the year before, that's like a 2D brawler. They made that. They're doing the Toy Story thing. They did the Mortal Kombat collection that came out last year. What else did they do? Tetris Forever, which is a great game. And what else? There was another one that was like really big that I just saw. Oh, and the Rayman 30th anniversary that just came out, I think, or is just about to. So they're doing a lot of stuff like that, but they've been around for a long time. There's a Space Jam game from a couple years ago. Street Fighter 30th anniversary collection, a lot of stuff. Mega Man Legacy collection. So they've done a lot of the sort of re-releases and stuff like that. So they've obviously done a good job with that kind of stuff. So just play the 64 game. Game Boy Color game is fine, but it's nothing
worthwhile.
So yeah,
I mean,
it's fine.
Your health in the N64 game looks like licorice. So what more could you want?
What else do you want? Yeah. I think you mentioned it a little bit before, but the sort of like, I guess, boss levels against like the leopard and stuff like that, are a good way to sort of add variation and stuff. Did those still feel pretty good to you this time, or?
Yeah. Why was Clayton hard?
Why was what?
The last Clayton, the last boss.
Yeah,
he was hard.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was like, why is what? I didn't hear what you said. No,
you have to like.
That was me. I didn't hear it.
You have to like run up a treetop, avoiding enemies along the way. You get to the top, and then he's just like a variation of shooting a shotgun, throwing knives at you. He's got an infinite amount of knives, and you can't hurt him until he stops to laugh.
Oh, is that what it was? I don't know
Yeah.
if I even picked up on that. I think I just kept trying to.
Yeah, you gotta like wait for him to laugh, and then you can, or
Oh yeah,
whatever
and
he
then
does.
oh yeah, and then it like knocks him back. Also, I love how the shotgun just looks like it's farting. That you don't actually see anything coming out of it. It's just like
Nope,
some
not
smoke
at all.
puffs.
It's so fast.
Yeah. But I liked the other than this one. I think this was the one that wasn't great because of all the things you just mentioned. But like the leopard one's kind of cool. Like at least they change up the gameplay,
Yeah,
right? It's that variety like you were talking about. So um, the leopard one is the only the which is earlier on in the game. You face off against him in 2 or 3 different levels, but that's when you get to use the spear as adult Tarzan, and it's actually useful.
yep.
It's actually,
It has a
and
little bit of
necessary.
range.
Yeah. Oh, game over screen. I never saw the game over screen. Jeez. Not
Huh.
that it's anything special, but yeah, overall, a pretty good game. You know, I think it's worth playing as one because it's got some innovative ideas with its level design and stuff, but also it's not very long. So you'll get a good taste of what the game is pretty soon. And I actually think that those jungle levels were still my favorite. When I really think about which ones I really liked, I actually probably enjoyed the early levels the most.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's the setting or I found them less convoluted, maybe, or something. I don't know. I feel like the early stuff was earlier levels. I think maybe they weren't as long. Maybe that's part of it.
yeah. They weren't as long. They had a lot of charm to them.
Mhm.
I think after that first saber fight, it probably gets a little more dragging out, I guess.
Yeah.
But I do like the level where you're Jane running and then you're Tarzan on the carrying her and she uses umbrella on the like tree
Or you're sliding down
where
like
you're
the big
sliding
vine or
down
whatever.
constantly.
Yeah.
I loved that level. That level was so cool. I wish the game was more like that. It was a lot of fun. And actually there is a GameCube game, Tarzan Untamed,
Ooh.
which is more of that.
More
It's
sort
more
of
like
fast
it's like
action type
it's
of
like
approach.
like a 3D like running forward, swinging, going on trees, doing stuff. I'm not going to say it's a great game, but it capitalizes a little bit more on that stuff than this one.
Right. Right.
But yeah, this one, I mean, it's the movie. If you like
Yeah,
movie
it's all
licensed
based on the
games,
movie. Yeah.
it's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, one of the good ones for sure. I think it's got quite a bit here in a short runtime, if that's the right way to say it, short playthrough and stuff. Definitely better than I thought it would be, honestly. The only thing that actually just reminded me because we're watching sort of this end point here where you're dodging all these animals coming at you and stuff. At first, I was like, "Oh, what are the enemies?" Because there's just a bunch of animals running around. Every animal, every creature that you're near hurts you.
Yep. Yeah.
And I think that's a very like old school 2D platformer approach. Like if you think back at those Lion King and Aladdin are just ones that I always think of off the top of my head, but unless it's very obviously not in your way, pretty much everything hurts you or you have to dodge everything. That's just one of those approaches. But I was like, why is this bird hurting me? Why is this like lemur so like it's just walking? Why am I getting hurt by it? Like it's not trying to hurt me. Some of the monkeys throw stuff at you. Those are like the dark colored baboons, which are the same as in the movie. They're angry. So I get that part. But like, why is this little froggy that's just hopping around chipping away at my health? That feels not fun.
Yeah, and sometimes, especially with the birds, it's hard to gauge. Like, I guess I always go in and I'm like expecting it to be a background element, and then it's an actual like character that comes out and hurts me. I'm like, oh crap, it circled around.
But
I was
that's
gonna
also
say,
something too. The game uses the 2.5D idea with the enemies as well, because like you're saying, there'll be birds circling around you, and they'll be in the background and foreground, and they won't hurt you unless they're right in your path.
yeah, unless you hit them in
right?
the crisscross.
Yeah, exactly. Which is actually really cool because it's a little bit more than, oh, this thing is just in my way and I need to jump over it, right? So it does. They utilize that in multiple ways. So, anyways, you're gonna say, sorry.
I was gonna say there's a very satisfying game mechanic we didn't really talk about, and that is the bouncing mechanic. So there are certain animals and certain objects in the game, like there's flowers, there's birds' nests, there's some tree branches that are a little like you see them sort of bend when you're on top of them, and you can
they're
use
like
this to sort of
a springboard.
Yeah, you can use them to springboard up super high, and Tarzan does a little flip, and he plays like a ball on that little like game where you have the bar and you like hit the ball, and it's fun.
It is.
I like that, and I could have like more of that because I don't know. I found it very satisfying.
Well, I think what you're getting at in a lot of the ways that you're sort of talking about that and the other action scene with and stuff with Jane and stuff is that like I feel like you really gravitated, and I like them too. I don't disagree with you at all. Is that little bit more fast paced action feels like that's what stood out to you, maybe not the entire time, but a good chunk of the time, and that's what you wanted more of. But you're right, like those feel good. They do them well in a game that doesn't, really, you wouldn't expect to like need it per se, if that makes sense. The added variety that they're throwing into the game, they do it well. And often you don't see that. Usually the variety gets thrown in there, and that sometimes is the weakest point because it's just more content for the sake of more content. But here it actually does a lot to it and creates that variety that we like. So I don't know. That's how I'm reading your feels, sir. I'm reading.
I think you're pretty spot on. I think the only thing I really wish that this game would do is give us the ability to jump on enemies.
Yes. Oh my God.
Because
yes.
If you could jump on enemies, it would add the exact element. It needs to be a little bit faster paced because stopping, and especially if they take multiple hits with fruit, it's just slow, and it's not ideal. It's not bad. It's just not quite what you want to do.
Well, and you know what it is too is then we watch and listen to that funny sort of promotional video at the beginning talking about skateboarders and snowboarders and whatever, and in the movie that's Tarzan is very agile and all those things. Like that is part of why he's so cool and why this version of Tarzan in this movie and or at least partially in this game is fun to watch because he's like this fit agile guy that's sliding and jumping and swinging fast. But then, here comes a lemur. I need to stop. And I need to throw some fruit.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's why it doesn't feel great. It doesn't ruin the game, but that would be nice. And even if it doesn't damage them, if it just lets you vault off them to get to the other side or something like that,
I think it'd be great if it damaged them because you could throw, if an enemy was a multi-hit enemy, you could throw a piece of fruit and then you could go jump on them to finish off and then vault off of them. Like, give me both.
Yeah, right.
Don't do one or the other. Like, that would just be awesome.
Yeah, and like you said, it would feel much better when it's those animals that happens, I think, maybe even just in the second stage that you have to hit them multiple times. Like it happens really quickly that ends up being a mechanic. And it does bog down
baboons.
The baboons have it. There's a couple of the monkeys that throw other fruit at you or rocks or whatever they throw. So it's like, I agree. That would actually be kind of cool. And that's part of my frustration with the whole everything damages you, even though it doesn't look like a damaging character or damaging creature.
Yeah.
We just went to the zoo with my son for his second birthday and we saw a bunch of lemurs. They didn't look like they wanted to hurt me.
Nah, lemurs are nice.
Yeah, they're cool. They're whipping around. One of them had a little baby. You could see it sort of like tucked around. It was swinging around with the baby and stuff. I was like, oh, look at that. Yeah, it was cool.
Physically fit.
Yeah, that's right. Nice. Tarzan, good game. Give it a shot. Not perfect, but definitely above average. If for these types of, I think your expectations just to leave them sort of in the middle, and I feel like you're going to get something extra out of this because I was surprised. I really liked it. Doesn't overstay its welcome. I wish there was a little bit more, and I think you're right. The sort of speed of it and stuff would have been nice if there was a little bit more of that, but still a fun game.
Good, not great.
Yep. And that's fine. That's totally fine. More Disney games to come. Like I said at the beginning of the show, we have A Bug's Life and we have Tigger's Honey Hunt. Keep an eye on your feeds and our social media at Remember 64 Show for which ones are coming up next. But those are the ones that we are playing. Feel free to play along with us. Join us for our live streams. We are going to be narrowing in mostly on Wednesdays and Thursdays. I think that's what we're shooting for, but we'll see how things go. And trying to make it a little bit more consistent on the days, because it's hard to plan, man. It's hard to plan. But life is what life is. But because we will do different days of the week, Fridays, Jiggy Look Back, streaming games all the time. We just talked about 40 Winks. As people are listening and hearing this, you will probably be either doing that stream currently, or it will have just been a VOD and people can watch it on your page. So why 40 Winks? Did that just something that you were like, I feel like playing this? Or
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I did a poll. I wanted to do some more obscure 64 platformers.
Yeah.
And I wanted to play one that I haven't played before.
Mhm.
So 40 Winks and Starshot, the Space Circus or whatever it is.
Space Circuit, Starshot, something like that.
Yeah. So those two were a YouTube poll, and 40 Winks took it by a landslide. So
Right.
Which is totally fine, because I've had it on my EverDrive for a long time. I think I booted it up just to look at it once, or maybe I talked about it for a second, but I did not play like any of it. I just kind of walked around for a second. So I'll be excited to play through that one, see what it's really like. It just has this like aura about it, you know?
It's that thing where it's like, how do you just let this thing die on the branch, you know? Like, it really...
How is it done and about to release, and they're like, no, we're not going to release it? What is the logic in that? I never understood that.
I don't know. I don't get that. That kind of thing is always mind-boggling to me when something, even if it's like 80% done. What are you talking about? What are you doing?
It's almost even worse now, and I hate to be in this whole like digital future only, but like especially with digital. Like, where is the harm in just putting it on a storefront if it's like nearly completed? Like, just like if you're gonna let a studio die or you're gonna cancel this game, like it better not be like 80-90% finished, because if it is, it's like just minimize your team, let them finish out the game, do some quality control, put it on a digital storefront. Like, do minimum effort to get this game to go out. I don't like what. You're just losing everything you put into that game at that point. Even if it's bad, at least you'd get something back, because somebody's going to buy it.
Yeah.
Like, it just makes I don't understand how that makes any financial sense whatsoever. They're like, we just need to stop this now. Like, you're done.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I haven't looked into it because I haven't played, but we will eventually do an episode on 40 Winks. Maybe we'll do it soon because you're playing through it. But, I don't know what happened or why necessarily, but it feels like these companies, Nintendo, Sony, it doesn't matter who it is, would rather eat the cost and get rid of those people than try to sell something, because they'll get more out of getting rid of that studio or those people or whatever more long term. It's all about numbers, and that's it. I don't know if that's the case. I don't actually know for that particular game, for 40 Winks specifically, but it would not surprise me that that's what it comes down to. I don't know. It's dumb. Well, anyways, either way, I'm going to try and pop in and see how it is and stuff like that. Looks like an interesting game. You're obviously you're going to be playing the unreleased N64 version. There's got to be versions out there and stuff, right? So,
there's a PS1 version for sure.
Yeah,
that was released.
But are you playing you're playing the 64?
I'm playing the 64 version. Yeah,
ROM or whatever's out there.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so there you go. Nice. 40 Winks, pretty sweet. All right, and like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, retro runback is something I've been doing with Console Creatures. You will be seeing my Halo episode very soon. That is at the Console Creatures YouTube page, and check out my Devil May Cry video as well. I'm going to try to hit up some Nintendo later this summer too. So maybe Super Circuit will be next. Kind of in the mood for some handheld or something, which I played for the first time a couple of years ago. Happy to replay it. We were talking about Mario Kart before. Happy to sort of do some handheld gaming and stuff like that. I can take my little Ambernick with me on the train on the way to work. Why not? I'm going to try to play it as authentically, quote unquote, authentically as I can, because I don't have the actual cartridge, but I'll play it on the small screen.
You don't have the actual cartridge.
No, I don't. Not of Super Circuit. No.
Do you want to know a fun fact about me?
You do have it?
I have not only one,
Oh
I
my
have
God.
2. Why? I do not remember. I think it might have been one of those, like, I got it and then I got it again because I wanted to be able to play it with friends or something and try the link.
Right. Right.
I don't remember playing it that much.
Yeah, it was. I remember going back. I played it on Josh's Still Loading podcast for one of his Mario Month episodes from last year or the year before.
Yeah, I think you were on just before me. I think we did DS and you did Super Circuit, if I remember right.
That's I can't remember which one you did, but yeah, that sounds
I was
right.
excited about doing DS. I'm pretty sure it was DS.
Yeah.
If it wasn't DS, I ended up talking about DS.
More than you should have. Like one of those types of things. Yeah. And I probably ended up talking about Super Mario Kart more than I should have, because that's the one I always gravitate towards. That's hilarious. Yeah. So anyways, I got some of those coming up. I'm also very excited to revisit GTA 3 because that's still in my mind has always been my favorite one, and the one that I definitely have played the most. Some of that is nostalgia for sure. I'm curious because at the time I played that game so much that I memorized that map, where everything is, largely speaking, but like landmarks and stuff. Like I knew how to get around without even having to reference anything, knowing where I need to go, which in big areas and stuff like that. And I wonder
if you can still do it.
If I can still do it. I think some of it I could, but I think some of it I'll be like, it'll probably take some remembering to get going on that. But I'm excited to play that again too. But yeah, 2001's a crazy year, so check that out. And yeah, Halo's up next, and some Super Circuit and things like that to follow. So other than that, remember 64 show across the board. Oh, hey, speaking of Josh, hello, Josh. The Tarzan game for the N64 is low-key pretty awesome. Hello.
Dude, that was weird. Like, what are the odds that you popped in? We literally were just, wow.
We can't stop talking about you, Josh.
That's crazy. I mean, it's not like Josh comes up as a topic of conversation all the time, but he just happened to, and then you appeared. That was crazy.
We summoned him. What is it? The summoning circle? Like the satanic summoning circle?
Yeah.
I missed the whole episode. What did I miss? We just talked about you, actually, and how you look and act just like Tarzan. You are a fit skateboarding type.
That was it.
That was it. That's all we talked about. The game actually did not even come up at all. Not even once. Yeah. Check out Still Loading. Great podcast, everyone. Okay. Thanks so much for joining us. More Disney games coming up. And everyone, I hope you're enjoying your summer. I know things in the gaming industry are insane right now, but go play something retro, have some fun, play something lighthearted. Let's enjoy ourselves out there, everyone. Gaming is a great escape, a good way to get rid of all the bullshit that's around us right now. So take care, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Bye.